All right, I think we are up and running on Facebook, and I think we're now streaming to YouTube. Hey, everybody, it is Becky from Living the Dream Quilt Shop. Say hey when you come in, chat with us. I'll keep glancing over and see who might be in. I am still working on this beautiful quilt from Dear Stella. Loving this quilt. I've got a bunch of my quilt blocks done. But I thought while I was sewing, I would come in and hang out with you guys because it is cold, it is icy out, and apparently Walmart has quit delivering for the next 4 days. So if you're in an area that's not going to hit by this storm, good for you. But we are going to be doing a lot of hanging out and chatting the next couple days. So if you're bored, if you're lonely, and you want to sew and hang out, or just hang out and watch, hang out with us. All right. So let me switch over to this other camera so you guys can see what's going on here. There we go. Now you can see both of me, I think. Oh, I need to move. Let me move this over just a little bit. Might need to move it to the other side. Let me do that. Oh, so that's going to kill me. I start moving things around and then it all does that. Okay. So now you can see my ironing table behind me, and this is what I call my dungeon. So welcome to the dungeon. This is the quilting dungeon. It's where my long arms are hooked up, and we'll start working on this quilt. I've already got most of it cut. I always change it up. I always have to make it a little bit bigger than what the pattern actually calls for. And if you weren't here with me the other day, let me get my pattern over here. That's what I love about the dungeon. I can just ride around on my little chair. So we're working on this Oh, it always does that. Let me hold it this way. We're working on this pattern from Mayfair. Lovely pattern. And it's from Make It Home with 3-Yard Quilts from Fabric Cafe. Love their stuff. So I'm going to set that back here. And we are using the beautiful Dear Stella line that just came out. And if you like what you're seeing on the screen tonight, you can join us tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on the live, and you even get a discount for being on the live, so you don't have to pay full price. So join us there and grab what you need. Beautiful colors in this line, and you'll be seeing almost every one of them tonight. And if you come on, oh, we got somebody there. Oh, there is my Karen. How are you, Karen Warwick? Good to see you, sweetheart. And what are you working on tonight? Karen got a brand new long arm, free. Totally free, Karen. I'm so happy for you. What a nice gift. And she owns the CM17, which is what you guys see me on. Maybe I should show you. All right, so let me back this camera up just a little bit. Here is my CM17. I absolutely love every single thing. See if I can get that to go down a little. About this machine. It does everything but make the coffee, right, Karen? Love this machine. It is the most beautiful thing I have ever owned. And of course now my lighting's going to be a little bit off. You got to be kidding me. There we go. That's better. Beautiful machine. And if you come into Living the Dream, we have great prices on the machines. So come down and check out our pricing and find the right machine for you, right, Karen? Oh, Sharon, no, I am not ready for this at all. But I do have your quilt ready. If I can make it out tomorrow, I'll even bring it to you. It turned out so adorable. I have had it in the shop for a couple days. A couple people have seen it. It's adorable. So I really hope you're going to like it too. And the shop, as far as I know, the shop is going to be open all 3 days. If it gets really bad out, I'm going to put a thing on Facebook and on Google saying I'm closed. If you're planning on coming and visiting, call to make sure. I don't want anybody wrecking, anybody getting hurt coming to my place. So I won't close unless I have to. And of course, if I'm here and I'm going to be, and you show up and I happen to be closed, if you call me, I'll always open up. Right, Sharon Kenny? So, what are you guys working on tonight? Let me know what you're working on. And I'll try to remember. Let me see. Can you see these little moths? I think I should hold them up before I do them. Look at this material. It is so stinking cute. I had to buy a yard of everything. And then let me tell you. So I ran low on this bluish teal and I ran low on the coral. And I had to buy another half yard of each because, oh my God, I don't want to run out. It is so pretty. But this pattern doesn't take a whole lot, so I will have kits available too. And we'll have the kits available for the, let me see what size this makes. I'll tell you what size it calls for. It calls for a 40 and a half by 52 and a half. Mine's going to be bigger. I'll show you here. I get this in the line. I'm actually going to do 4 rows across and 5 rows down. So I'll have an extra 3, 4, 5. I'll have an extra 6 blocks in it, maybe more. I might need it bigger. But there's also a twin topper or a king queen topper. So if you see me putting it on, putting the kit on the live and you want a bigger one, let me know. I will figure up the sizes for the bigger kits. Look at this. Just gorgeous. Um, oh yeah, Karen does beautiful quilting on the CM17, and my problem is, look at me, I'm getting a step ahead. I'm not even finished with this block, and I'm ready to sew another block on. Karen does beautiful quilting on the CM17. You can quilt in the hoop or free motion, and yes, there is a stitch regulator with it. I'm going to have Karen come down and do some classes. I need you down here, girlfriend. So, I just, running the quilt shop, working at the water board, um, being in the dungeon doing customers' quilts, I just don't have enough time to teach what I need to be teaching and even learn what I need to be learning. So, Set the Shores me, that's coming to a halt soon. Look at this one. This is too cute. Um, Set assures me that I'm going to have a lot more time to be doing tutorials on YouTube and Facebook, so I hope so. This is truly what makes me happy. Seeing other people's quilts, getting to long arm them, it is a privilege. And getting to work on my own stuff is even better. I love making beautiful things. Oh, Dottie, you finished the backing for it? Good girl. I cannot remember. Yeah, I did. I finished my binding. Holy cow. I actually finished something. And I haven't got to talk to you, Dottie. Did you have a happy birthday? I hope so. And there is Seth coming from the RV in Memphis, Tennessee. I love you, Seth Alexander. And you guys, make sure that you tune in right before 7:30 tomorrow night. You don't want to miss the opening. We have started doing a commercial at the opening, and this one is the best yet. So make sure you tune in. And if you missed the last 2 weeks, go back and watch the beginning. You'll see the timer. The timer counts down till we go live. Make sure you go back and watch. They are really good. All right, I know I cut enough of these. Maybe I didn't. All right, I'm going to have to cut a few more. Let's go over here to the cutting table. And like I told you guys, I had to get more fabric out because I was running low. And I actually, oh, I might have enough here. No, these are all too short. See what happens? This is supposed to be 8.5. I wasn't thinking. I cut right at 8. My bad. But those scraps will be used for something else. Anybody else ever cut wrong? I used the leftover fabric plus what I bought. No left. Oh, nice. Oh, your birthday's this Sunday? All right. I still have time to celebrate Dottie's birthday. I thought it was past. I was so upset. Or was that Dottie talking? Yes. Cool beans, Dottie. We got to go celebrate. Definitely. All right, so I need 1.5 strips, and I know I only need, I believe, 4. So I can get that out of this. And if you didn't see me the other night, this is the Stripology roller. I'm sorry. Yes, Stripology XL. Goes up to 21 inches. This thing is amazing. And let's see, 8.5. I think if I open this up, yep, I can actually get an extra one out of here. It's got these nice lines to line up right with your material. I've got it doubled over, so I'm going to 0, 8.5, and 17. And right there, I've got 4 strips and didn't have to move that ruler at all. And then I'm going to open this little piece up, and I think, yes, 9 inches. So just lay this down on here. Move this out of the way. We don't need those. And it's already zeroed, 8.5. And there we have 5 strips, just like that. Sharon Kenny just bought this ruler the other day. And I hope she's loving it as much as I do. Oh yeah, you're gonna get snow, Dottie. We all are. Happy birthday. Even Seth's getting it. He's due to get 14 inches down there, right, Seth? You got that RV all stocked up for winter, baby? Oh, I hit the wrong button. Look at these moths. This is so beautiful. And it looks even better in person. I don't even know if this camera's picking it up as beautiful as it is. Look at this. I love these. And dear Stella came out with a new one. Would you guys like a preview of what's coming up with Workshop this year? Carol from Checkers and Marcus and dear Stella just left today. Pepper was on Facebook with me. Let me see. I might give you guys a little preview here of some of the fun stuff coming up. It is a shame when these retailers come. Can you guys hear me okay with that heater running? Today, all this beautiful fabric. It's killing me. Oh, here we go. Everybody remember Lynn Wilder? We've had 2 of her lines in the shop. See if you guys can see this. See if it'll always gives me bars on there. So here is the newest line from Lynn Wilder. And I don't know how well these two are picking up. They are beautiful. And this green, absolutely gorgeous. Look at this line. I cannot wait to get this in. Cannot wait. And this comes out in April. And then let's see what else is coming. Here is the block of the month she's doing with it. Now, I did not sign up for the block of the month, but you can. It is totally beautiful. Let's see, what else did we get? The plaids out this year. Oh, here we go. We've got this Halloween coming in. It is just too cute. There is one of the patterns we ordered for it. I guess that's it out of that book, but we've got 4 different books that we ordered out of. And I just brought this one. Oh, here we go. Look at this Halloween. Look at that material. Love that material. And it is so beautiful in person. The colors are very, very rich. You guys will love it. But I just wanted to give you guys a little peek at some of the stuff we got. Lines from April, May, June, July, and August. Really nice ones. And then Mark from QT is coming in next week. So we'll have even more coming. You guys know how beautiful the lines from QT are. This one is the little mushrooms. I'm going to show you guys that one. The corals and the blues and the greens are just so rich in this. Got all those done, so let me take these, separate them, and I still forgot to bring my purple thing downstairs. Get these ironed out, and we can start getting this put together. I wish I could play music in the background. Now, my dad made records and sang a lot. If you're from West Virginia and you've ever heard of Tommy D, Tommy D was my dad, and he passed away about 7 years ago, maybe 8. Wow. But Seth has been doing a live stream, and he's been playing Dad's music, and he's not getting gigged because Dad wasn't real famous. So I might have to start playing Dad's music in the background. Go over here to my trusty dusty iron. I know you guys can't see real well over there, but I'm not going to blind you by moving that camera around. It's taking me a few minutes. Dottie, have you heard from Barbara in Georgia? I have been meaning to call her every day, and I keep forgetting to call her. And I haven't seen her on the lines, and I'm really worried about her. I might have to call her sister first and Diane and make sure everything's okay. Right here is some of the half square triangles I did. And let me get these 11 done. I need a design wall closer to the sewing machine so I can kind of pick out which way I'm going to put these before I start sewing them together. But I think we've got enough room on the bed. Those of you who don't know, the CM17 is also an embroidery machine. and there is plenty of space on the bed, and it's even really. Karen, do you use do you keep the embroidery on and use that bed, or are you doing something different with it? I think that the edge of the embroidery part actually holds my quilts really nice. And especially like if I'm doing a jelly roll rug, it holds it so it doesn't slide off the side. And I do like that about it. Two more to go. I had a husband come in and ask me one time. He said, I watch your lives with my wife all the time, and every fabric you sell is so beautiful. He said, do you love every fabric you sell? The answer is yes. I don't buy anything I don't like. That way, if I ever have to close down, I'm going to quilt forever because I'm in love with everything. Let's see if we got anything else. Yeah, I'm going to have to call her, Dottie. I am so worried about her. I hope there's nothing bad going on. I will find out and call you. Barbara and Diane are two of our girls that they're from Georgia and uh, always on the lives. Diane's been on the lives, but she hasn't been talking much. That's what's kind of got me worried. So I'll call her and check on her. Now, I also, in the previous video, I did these half square triangles, and I also did these half square triangles. So I can start putting these together. Oh, I've got a bunch more over here. And if we need more, I've already got the squares cut to sew more together. And I've got a bunch of the lines on the back of these background fabrics. So we can just go ahead and sew. Let's see. Get everything put out that we need. Here is our rectangles. Oh, I've got three here I need to press real quick. So what are you working on, Dottie? Are you sewing? And what's Terry doing? Is he mixing drinks tonight? I should have just came to your house. I could have borrowed your machine and had Terry mix me a drink. All right, those are pressed. All right, now let me see these directions so I can make sure I'm doing this right again. Okay, so Unit C, and we need 48. I've already done 4 of them, so we still need 44 of those. We'll go until we can't go anymore, and that is using half square triangle 2. So that is using the background fabric, yep. So the blue and the background fabric. Alrighty. So we're just going to match these up, and luckily we don't have any points yet, so we can just line that material up. Oh, you're cross stitching? What are you cross stitching, Dottie? Is there a way to put a picture on here? I don't know. I do miss cross stitching. Now that I've got my new glasses, I could probably cross stitch. I will tell you guys when I be, uh, wasn't able to cross stitch anymore. Alexander, are you still on here? I swear to God, this is a true story. So I was 42. I will never forget. I was 42 when my son called me, my oldest son. I have six boys. My oldest son calls me one day and he goes, Mom, Tony's pregnant. We're having a baby. So I run to Walmart. It's my very first grandchild. I'm excited as hell. I run to Walmart and I found the cutest cross stitch thing I could find for a baby. And I came back home and I got right to work. I picked up my fabric and I got right to work. And I was looking at the fabric doing this. And my husband Jeff said, What's the matter? And I said, Oh my God, I got the wrong fabric. He goes, What do you mean you got the wrong fabric? I said, It's supposed to have holes in it. This doesn't have any holes in it. And he takes off his glasses and he hands them over and says, Try my glasses. I said, I don't need glasses. I've got 20/20 vision, Jeff. This fabric doesn't have any holes in it. And he said, Becky, put those readers on. And I did. And I began to cry because I was becoming blind. I was getting old. I just found out I was going to be a grandma and I can't see anymore. That was the downhill slide, the start of the downhill slide into old age. Now I've got kinks and creaks and anybody else go through that? That was not fun. Seth made me old before my time, doggone it. But it was worth every bit of it. I now have three granddaughters by Seth and two grandsons by Joe. And I can't get the others off their rear ends to give me any more grandchildren. The good news is I live vicariously through a lot of their exes, and I am now grandmother to two of my son's ex-girlfriend's babies that aren't by my sons, but I still get to be grandma. So I always remain close to people. I didn't break up with them, they did. But I have great daughter-in-laws too. I'm very proud of my daughter-in-laws. You know, I should have counted how many of these I have. I'll do about 10 of these. Or let's see, we need 12 for three of them. So I'll do about 12 of these and then start on the other sides to make sure we've got enough. Oh, it gets worse, Dottie? Don't tell me that. But with these new glasses, I think I could actually see now. I held out as long as I could for bifocals, and now I've got these progressive lenses. But now I want to show you girls something. So right here, you see this little bit of white, way less than a quarter of an inch. So I left that on there because I knew when I sewed this seam, it would disappear. I've seen a lot of women throw those out, but it's not going to show. So I hate wasting anything. I'm one of those people that hates it if the machine goes off on the bobbin and there's still a lot of thread left because I don't want to waste my money. Karen, I don't know if you know this, but there is a setting on our CM17, which I don't know if I like it any better. You can set it where it doesn't pick up and give you that alarm and tell you have to change the bobbin. But do you know how many times now I've ran out of bobbin and been sewing, sewing, sewing? That's not fun either, but it doesn't waste any thread. Might waste some of my time. Is Karen Bush on here tonight? I want to know if Karen's getting a snowstorm. See how many of these I've got. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. 9, 10, 11, 12. Alrighty. Now we're going to start from the other side. And we're going to open this up so I can make sure I don't want to rip any stitches out here. Anybody been using that Jack the Ripper today? You really have to make your seam ripper your friend because it's inevitable. People hate it, but it's part of the job, right? It's something that's going to happen. If you want your quilt to look nice, you're going to have to use it. Let's see. I needed to start from the other end of this. There we go. Now I don't have to twist it around. You think she's going to get ice? I know Pensacola was getting snow the other day. That kind of shocked me. Hell is freezing over. What do you know? Who would have thunk it? Pepper's on here. Pepper, thanks for helping me decide tonight. Only I'm going to show you guys a block of the month tomorrow night on the live. There's two of them, and I couldn't decide which one to do. They're both honeybees. They're deer Stella, if I remember right, but I couldn't decide which one to do. So you guys are going to have to help me decide tomorrow night. And I think it starts up in July, maybe August. I can't remember. But the line is absolutely gorgeous. And if you guys have any suggestions for the live sewing, just any of the sewing, let me know. And if you like hanging out with us, make sure you subscribe on YouTube and or follow us on Facebook. Oh, I didn't run out of these. There's one. See, I knew I should have counted these. Three, four, two. Oh, nope. I need five. Watch me be one short. That's what I get for not paying attention. I am one short. Doggone it. Oh well. We can make another one. If you have any suggestions for me showing anything or doing anything when we're live, just post them in the comments. And if you enjoy what you see, just let me know that too. So we know people are liking it. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. I'll answer just about anything within reason. Oh, by the way, if you guys were planning on going out tomorrow, I also have a foot pedal that cuts the thread. Love that about this machine. If you guys were planning on going out tomorrow to get anything, I tried to put a Walmart order in tonight, and I even tried to do a pickup. They are out of hamburger meat. They're out of orange juice. Of course, they're out of bread. I didn't try toilet paper. What else were they were out of butter and eggs. It's like you've got to be kidding me. So I guess if it's good enough tomorrow, I'm going to try going to Kroger and seeing what they have. I really need to bring my purple thing down here. It's so much quicker than this. You think I got one on the pile to the right? I will look, Dot. Let's see this one over here. Squares that just have lines on a hole. No, just the whole ones. That's okay. It'll be quick and painless, right? I might as well set these out of the way. You're just coming on. These are the blocks I'm making. Let me hold it up to the screen so you can see better. These are the beautiful blocks I'm making tonight. Love this material. In case you guys didn't know that. So, Karen, what has your sister Sandy been into? You said you've been talking to her lately. There's Tina Stout. I'm going to WM in morning. Hopefully, they have restocked before I get there. I'm going to try, Tina. I hope so. The bottom over here, I've just got a whole piece. Oh, oh, there it is. Look at you, Dottie Dillon. You are amazing. I think you can see things nobody else can see. Where did that girl go? Let's see. Where is my piece I needed that for? Thank you, Dottie. I love you. What would I do without you? Back that up. I started a little bit late on that one. Tina, is that machine working okay now? If not, I'll come find you and make sure it works. Here, get these ironed up so we can settle one. This is my Tula iron, you guys. I don't know if you guys can see this all the way over there, but you take your hand off, it rises up. Absolutely love this iron. The only thing it is not good for is the binding ease. And I'm going to be doing the binding, showing you guys how people that want to learn the binding, I'm going to do a tutorial on it later this week. Um, It's not good for the binding ease because, of course, you're pulling the binding through this binding ease and your hand's not on the iron. But other than that, this is the best iron ever. I love it. Of course, it's Tula pink. I love my Tula. It's bright and shiny, and we all love bright and shiny, right? Where we need music. And I would sing to you guys, but you guys would leave me in a heartbeat. At all my job interviews when I was younger, they always ask, "What are you best at?" and what's one of your things that you're not good at? And I was like, "Well, don't ever ask me to sing unless you want to close." I love to sing. My dad sang. My mom used to get on stage with my dad and sing. All of my dad's family are musicians, every one of them. My kids can sing, most of them. Kenyon, everybody knows, can sing really well. I can't sing a lick. I can't carry a tune. And I hate that. Alrighty, we've got these done, and I'm caught on my iron cord. Oh, good. I am so glad, Tina. So, the tension's okay now? If not, you let me know. We will get that fixed. I will not let you have a bad machine, sweetheart. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, because as you can see, let me show you this pattern first. In this pattern, they used all of the same blocks. And then inside here, they used all of the same blocks that match this material. But I'm using different blocks. So what I've decided to do, I'm for each block I make, I'm using that material in the corners here. And did I do that right? Let me look. Yes, I did. Okay. Okay, I wanted to make sure I had that right. Yes, I do. Okay. So I'm using the same material in the corners that I used in the middle block because this fabric is so beautiful. I wanted to showcase all of it. And this is going on one of my beds, so um, it doesn't matter to me. I just loved the material and I wanted to see all of it in there. So what I'm going to do now, because I've already sewn at least four of each block into a half square triangle, so I'm going to put these together real quick so I can just grab and go with each block. And I still get to pet pretty material. Is Leslie Joe on here? I need my Leslie. Three, four, and four. Okay. These over here. I'm going to put these to the side. four, 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 and all right, Dottie, what did I do with this one? Let's see, did I get it mixed up with these? One, two, three, four. I always gotta lose something. Do you guys ever have that happen? It's not at my feet. It's like ingrained in me that I've always gotta lose one. Hmm. Alrighty. Well, we won't do that block right now, right? One, two, three. We will set this one to the side until I happen to come across that block. Alright. So, we do have the little mushrooms. One, two, three, four. Okay. So, what you do with these blocks, we've already got these pieces down here sewn. So, they go on like so. So, we're going to sew one to each side per the directions. Yep. I always have to have the pattern in front of me and look and make sure so I don't have to use that seam ripper any more than I need to. And a lot of people, especially beginners, and I used to do this myself, that I see sew really fast. They just take that machine at top speed. Even though a machine will go to top speed, you really don't have to make top speed because when you do that, it sends it, it's not always right on the money. You want it to be right on the money. You want to make sure everything is spacing right. You want that seam to be as perfect as you can get it to keep your block even. And that saves a lot of trouble down the road when you're trying to match up blocks. So go at a speed that is comfortable for you. But and also with embroideries, with embroidery, don't go as fast as your machine will go. Yeah, that's a little bit too much. Rip this seam out. Um, because especially if it's very dense. If it's really dense, slow your machine down. It saves needles and it saves your time from ripping stitches out um, or it getting all bogged down. You don't want that happening. Like you just saw me do, I didn't have the fabric exactly even, and that was not going to be good for my seam allowance and for my quilt to work out my block. I don't pin a whole lot. I just kind of hold things in place with my fingers. I know a lot of people like to pin. Some people use clips, and that's okay too. I just don't do that a whole lot. Okay, so we're going to do four blocks. Let's do one of, we have four of these. Let's do one of these. I've got a little chunk out of this edge right here. So that's going to be a little bit under, but that's okay because I can eat that in that 1/4 inch seam allowance. See, that's why you don't zoom in with the camera, then you guys can't see my little teeny tiny mistakes. That's like, go live, yeah, okay, Seth. want to make a mistake and look like an idiot. All right, so we've got three, and I want to do, this is one of my favorite blocks. Let's see, I haven't done that one yet, have I? The white moss, the mushrooms, the black, and I want to do, here we go, the dragonflies. They are so adorable. I actually gave these away as gifts for a while, and I'm getting more of these in. It's called Technopet from MS. It's just a blade, and what you do, thank you, Dottie Dillon, I love you. What you do, let me see if I can get it where you guys can see it here. You take this and you just simply take a couple of the front ones off to open up your seam, and then I just go right down the seam like this, very carefully, and it cuts right through that thread really easily. Dottie can do it way better than I can. She is very good at it. And then that blade just retracts right back in. So I've got some of them here, Tina. Thanks for asking. Good question. By the way, oh, Tina, those two just came in. The two Tuttos or Tudos. Oh my goodness. I love those bags. Girls, if anybody tells me a new product um, to get for the shop and I love it, you get 15% off your next purchase for giving me the idea. So Tina is going to get a discount off her next purchase for telling me about those bags. They are sewing machine bags. They're beautiful. One is purple. They have all different colors, and I'm going to do them pre-order because I don't have a lot of room in the shop to have a lot of different things. But I will be showing this bag probably tomorrow afternoon before the live. They have them in all different sizes, all different colors, and they're the best bags ever. Now, Tina, you'll have to watch tomorrow. Look in one of your side pockets. You should have a bar with an ergonomic handle on it that just pops right into place on the bag. I know you had that string on it, but the bags I got both have those bars, and I got a small bag and a large bag. Oh, there's so much room in them, and they're so beautiful, and they're so well designed, and they'll turn on a dime. And the wheels are so nice. It's not one of those that you got to drag and the wheels kind of don't want to turn. They are lovely bags. Wait till you guys see them. Just got them in today, Tina, and I love it. In fact, when Carol pulled up, she was laughing because here she was to sell me checkers and Dear Stella, and I'm opening a checkers bag with all these goodies in it. I'm like, I already ordered. So thank you for showing me that idea. Get this stuff out of my way. And for anybody that wants to take their bag on or their sewing machine on vacation or to classes on retreat, these bags are perfect for that. And that was our fourth one, so I'm going to turn this around. I will save you one, Tina. Yes, ma'am, I will. So, Tina, what are you working on tonight? Are you sewing or just hanging out with us? And I didn't listen the other night after I went live when I was sewing Sunday night. Is the machine really noisy? Is it bothersome in the video? Just for future reference so we can figure out how to do these. Oh, I love family research. Tina, make sure Seth, if you're on here, you can back me up. Make sure you back up everything to the cloud or somewhere. Tina, I was on Ancestry.com. I did back to my fifth great grandfather, and I went off because I love Ancestry. So I was doing side branches, grandma's side, great grandma's side, everything. And then I done my boyfriend's because I just fell in love with it. My computer crashed. I didn't have any of it backed up, Tina. I had pictures. I can't tell you how many pictures. Over 3,000 names. I didn't back it up. I cried for days. Oh my. I took that computer everywhere I could, Best Buy, everywhere, trying to get the information off of it. And they told me it was done. It was cooked and there was no getting the information. I should have saved it because now that Seth's into computers, he might have been able to do something to get it back, but I lost everything. And I had like 5 copies that we sold at the family reunion, and I have not been able to find what 5 family members bought those copies. But I don't think I'd have the heart to type all that information in again. But I loved every minute of it. It was so much fun. But to lose all that work at once was just heartbreaking. Good job, yes. I did find some really neat information out, but it was on my boyfriend's family instead of mine. But his family came over in 1773, and they fought in the American Revolution. They came over from Virginia to West Virginia, and the king granted them each 500 acres in Elkins. And there was 2 on one side and 2 on the other side of the river. They actually named the river the Wilmeth River. And Cecil's great 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 grandfather built a stone house, and the stone house is still standing. I could not believe it. That was a big surprise for his birthday a couple years ago. I took him over. The people let us tour the house. It was really amazing. And there's actually a Wilmoth still living there. It had been sold off, and then a Wilmoth bought it back. So it was really interesting to get to go over there. We went to the graveyard, saw his great 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 grandfather's grave, and so that was really neat. FamilySearch.org. Oh, good deal. Okay. All right. I love you, Dottie. Night, honey. Make sure you join in before 7:30 tomorrow night, Dottie. You're gonna love it. Tell Terry I said hey. Oh, I'm telling you, I don't know if the camera's picking these colors up or not, but oh my God, these are so pretty. I cannot wait to see this quilt finished. This is beautiful. Mm. Dear Stella, if you haven't bought any of her line before, she did the deer and chipmunks and bears that we had a couple months ago. And I think we did another line of hers, the bunny rabbits, maybe. Always, always a beautiful job with the color. Okay, so now we have this part done and we need to do the tops and bottoms. And in order to do the tops and bottoms, we need to take our little squares that match. So like we've got these for the dragonflies, we've got these 4 squares, and we need to sew them on to 4 of these. And let's see, they're going to go like this. So it's kind of like when you put them together, there's like a strip going down. So I'm going to turn this over. It's got an ear on it. And I think I need to tighten my foot up a little bit. It looks like my foot's moving a little bit. Yep. Okay. And so now that one is going that direction. On this side, it's going to be going this direction. Is that right? Let's see. No, it's going to be turned this way, so it's going to be going that direction. So once again, it looks like there is a strip going this way in between the background fabric. Okay. I always use this button up here. I keep forgetting I've got a foot button that is great. It's really good if you're doing free motion quilting because you never have to lift your hands up off the base. I need to get my fingernails done. Really nice for that. Okay, so if we're going this direction, we want that there, and we want this one like that. Okay. And this one is going to be like that. And then I'll show you guys how to do the points if you missed it the other night. Yeah, these are so pretty. Let me iron these out real quick. You always want to use your iron. When I first started out, I hated to iron. Never wanted to use my iron till I figured out why my quilt was so wonky. You definitely need to iron. If you are joining us late and you're just joining in, say hey and tell us where you're from. We love having new people. Okay, so now I showed this the other night, and just in case there's anybody new out there that's never done this, I'm going to show it again. Let me see, it's going to go that way, right? Yep. Okay, one of the most common things when people start out quilting that I get is when they sew their pieces together, they bring them in. I've had like 12 people ask me, look, there's a gap. What did I do wrong? Why is that gap there? And what they're not understanding is when you flip this over and you sew your 1/4 inch seam across, you're going to come out right at that point. So that is your 1/4 inch seam allowance. And sometimes when you're sewing, you've got a 1/4 inch seam allowance on both sides. So what you need to do, that is where your pin cushion comes in handy. So what I do, and let me see if I can get this close enough for you guys to see. I should have used a darker thread, but you can see right here, you can see the light through the material right where that point is. That is where my seams come together in that triangle. And I'm going to push my needle, my pin, right through the middle of that point. And over on this side, you can clearly see that point right there. I'm going to push my pin right through that point. Then You want to push the pieces together. You want to make sure your material is even. You don't want it like this and then pushing your pin down to secure it. You want to make sure your fabric is even. And then you want to take your needle down and your pin down and secure it. That way you're not sewing crazy seams. And then going across here, we don't have another one until this other side here. So once again, I'm going to take another pin, and you can see the light shining through here. So I'm going to put it right there in that corner, and I'm going to go over here to this material and put it right there in that corner. And then I'm going to make sure that my fabric is straight. And I'm going to fold my needle down and secure it. Okay, so when you start sewing, you can get almost right up on that. And somebody else gave me a good point the other day. So I'll try this little technique and see if I can see even better. Look, I've got chocolates hidden in my drawer. Anybody else with chocolate hidden in their drawer? Where are my pencils? Here we go. I keep a box of pencils in my drawer, sharpened, pre-sharpened. Love these. Okay, somebody told me after the other night's live, take a pencil and put a little tiny mark right on the material, right at that pin. So when you start feeding it, it should already be straight because you've got that pin locking that down there. So we're going to start coming up on that pin. And what I do is when I get my foot near that pin, I put my finger down here. But now I can see that black mark, so that is pretty good. But I still want to make sure my material is going to hold in place. So I'm going to pull that pin out, and I'm going to hold it with both fingers and send it under my foot. And then, yeah, I can see that pencil mark really well. So that is a good idea. So a new tip from a new listener. Thank you very much. I can't remember what her name is, but I appreciate that tip. That is great. You can teach an old dog a new trick. What do you know? And just make sure your fabric is lined up together and you're sewing straight. As we come up on the second pin that I've already marked, I am going to hold it with my finger and pull that pin out. Send it right under there. Yep, right on the line. And right through. Now let's take a look and see how it came out. Sometimes your material will shift a little bit, but look at that. So we have nice points right there at the edge. I love that. And over here, yeah, we've got very nice points. It's coming out really nice. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Right at that corner and right at that corner. Together, and then your side should match. Yep, over and secure. Oh, don't secure too tight. You want it to have enough room so side, pin that side. Hold the material together, fold under, come right down that seam. Okay, now I want to show you something over here. So it looks like, I mean, I've got that 1/4 inch right there. I don't know if you guys can see that good. But if you notice right here, I don't have much of a lip at all. But it's going to be okay. I've got enough room to sew. So while there won't be quite a quarter of an inch up here on top, I'll still have enough room to sew there, so it'll be sewn together. Oh, if I can get my needle and my pin in there. I'm just going to have to be very careful with that edge. My edge was a little high on my seam allowance, and I didn't catch it in time, but it should work out okay. Oh, so let's try it and see what happens. Okay, I'm going to mark it with my pencil. I really like that idea. You can see it a lot better, and you're not going to see it in the final product. So if you can see, you guys see that little dark mark? Just marked it a little bit, and that does help me, um, especially since I'm using such a light thread. It does help me to see exactly where my needle needs to be to make those points really line up. I have to remember that girl's name because she's going to have to get a nice discount for that helpful little tip there. Okay, make sure my material's still lined up for me. And get up on that next one. I'm holding it with my finger. Pull that out. And hold my material so it's still even. And there we go. Let's check this and see how it looks. That one looks good. I've got all my points there. And that one looks good. I've got all my points there. Now, I'm going to go over here to the ironing board, but I want to show you guys this. So normally, there are some people that iron everything open, like they'll open this seam up and iron it open. And with something like this, I probably should have done that. I haven't been doing that on this quilt, but like with this seam right here, I am going to iron this one open because if I go over to the side, I have such a thickness here because we have one, two, three, four, five, six. We have six, two, four, six, seven pieces of material meeting right here. And yet that creates such a bump that when it gets on the long arm, it's going to cause issues. It could break a needle, it could like skip a stitch because it hits over that bump. So I'm going to iron this open and this seam open to give that a little bit less thickness, and that'll be really helpful when I get it on the long arm because when I open that up, it's hardly thick at all because I've only got one, two, three on this side. Well, I guess there's only six meeting because I've got three on this side and three on this side instead of six all bunched up there together in one big bulk. So I can actually flatten that out and it's fine. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and iron this. Let me know what you prefer doing. Do you iron open or do you just iron to the darker side? What do you guys like to do? Hit me up in the comments and let me know. All right. So I've got. Oh, this is so lovely. trying to drag my iron off the ironing board. So there is this block. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so now what I'm going to do, since I have two of them together, I'm going to go ahead and iron this together so you guys can see two of the blocks together. And I'll actually do two and two, so it's like one row and another row, so you guys can see what the finished, what four of them are going to look like together in a block. All right, so I've got a couple more points on this one when you start sewing them together. So I'm going to hit that, that. It's too big of a pen. Let me get a smaller pen. Here. And it takes a little time, but seeing a quilt come together when you love the pattern and you're in love with the fabric, it's worth it to take the time and enjoy what you're doing. I used to really hurry through a quilt to get it done, and now I've learned to just enjoy the time and the peace. And at least I'm not cleaning house, right? Housework can wait. There's sewing to do. And one more. So we've actually got 4 points to hit now. There's Diane Workman. What are you doing, sweet Diane? You gotta come see me. We gotta get together soon. I miss you so much. Let me see. All right, so now I've got 4 pins going across, but I've got all those points hit. So let me go over here. Oh, and another little tip I got the other day from one of the subscribers. Um, they like watching me on YouTube better than Facebook because they can put me on their TV. Oh, I forgot to mark my points with my pencil. I'm telling you, that really does make a huge difference to send it through the machine and make sure that it's actually, the needle is hitting right on that point. That is a great tip. Okay, so send it right through there. Now, there, and right through there. How's work been going, Diane? What have you been doing? Yeah, it's been a while. Trying to stay awake. Are you tired? Did you work today? One more point. I just love the way it comes out when you're making something. You're making something beautiful, and I love seeing the project come to life. Let's see how this looks. And I'm going to sew that seam open also. Oh, yeah. Oh, let me see. Can you guys see that? Let me get back here. Look at that. Love, love, love this fabric. It is so pretty. So beautiful. Oh, why the lines? I hate when that camera does that. Oh, this is so pretty. Okay, I'm going to wait until I get some more sewing done before I iron that one open. So if you guys want to hang out with me just a little bit more. Oh, I did enough to do 3, didn't I? I'm going to have to do a couple more to do that 4th one to get a block. All right, so let's see. We did those two. Where's the other two I did for the block? Did I drop them? Yep, I sure did. We'll do, let's look and see. We need to kind of offset colors here. So I'll do a dark one here, and I'll do a light one here. Yeah, that'll work. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Let's see. So I've got a dark, a light, a dark, and a light. So we can kind of offset the colors in the quilt. Because I had to be different and not use one color for every block. Alright, so we'll use those two. And let's go ahead and sew this one together and then we'll get the other one going. Okay, so now I need these four. This. And I'm going to lay that out. This goes this direction, and we want this to go this direction. You come on, Diane, anytime. Come and sew with me. Just came undone. I don't know if you want to sew with me or not, Diane. Okay, this is another thing I love about this machine. So let me see if I can get this. Show you this machine. So here's what I do when my thread comes undone. I'm going to lift my presser up. Oh, unlock. So I'm going to lift my presser foot up. I'm just going to run the thread over here like this. And then I am going to hit the needle button. Set the lock mode. Lock it. I'm going to hit that needle button. And the machine threads it for me. I don't have to hold on. I don't have to use my hands. And with me getting old, my eyesight getting bad, that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So let me put this back down where you can see me again. See my sewing area. Are you working every day, Diane? What's your schedule like? Oh, unlock my machine. And that lock on the machine's really nice if you've got kids around too. I can tell you that from experience. Okay, and on this side, it's going to be that direction. So this needs to be this direction. Like I said, a lot of people like to pin it in place, especially if it's smaller. I like to just hold it. But like if I'm doing points, I do pin to make sure I'm getting those points right. Oh, I got my thread tangled. Off all of February? All right, girlfriend, we need to hang out. And for this bottom part, we want it facing that way. Remember, we want the background on both sides, and we want the strip coming down the middle. Really easy pattern to do, which Fabric Cafe, their patterns are normally really easy to do and beautiful. I mean, this is going to be just a beautiful, beautiful quilt. It took me a while to be able to see different fabrics and how the quilt might look with different fabrics, but these were kind of similar. I wanted to do the teal background like this pattern shows. Then I thought the coral would really set it off. So I decided for the dark here, this dark blue to be the blue, and to just do the coral in between. I wanted a little bit darker for the framing, and the coral just wasn't dark enough to use for the framing. So that's why I chose the colors I did. But it took me a long time to be able to see any other fabric than what the pattern actually had in it. Every time I went to a quilt shop and saw a pattern, I wanted the exact same fabric so it would look the same. I just couldn't see other fabrics in it. Anybody else have that problem? All right, let me iron this real quick. And we'll only have one more block to go. Yeah, I can't believe you're off all of February. I'd have you come over this week, but it's going to be so cruddy out. I cannot believe it. Okay, so looking at my pattern to make sure that we're matching up, and that is the way the pattern has it. All right, so let me get my pins in again. And sometimes, don't get confused if you're new at this. Like, I had actually folded this seam over toward the darker side, and you can't see where they cross. But if I fold this back over like this, I can see that it's right there. Or because you don't want your darker fabric going over towards your lighter side, it'll show up when you have it long armed if it's too light. So what you can do is just put that uh, fold it over and come from the back forward to hit that point. So you can make sure you hit that point. And then on this side, and I can see my seam came down again, I can hit that point right there, hold my fabric together, fold that. Once again, coming across here, we have two on this outside edge. Make sure I'm on the point. And a lot of people pin the ends too. But I have found that if you line up before you secure the pin on the second coming back in, it will line up for you and you don't have to pin that. That'll save you a little bit of time. And I'm a little bit off on this one. And it's because that seam is a little bit low, but I've got more than a quarter inch there, so I've got room. Now let me mark it with my pencil. Okay, and make sure my fabric's even and start it out. this weekend, if anybody, oh, I'm not on my fabric, on the other side. So I'm going to see here. I went way off the fabric trying to get that seam in. So take this out. Just take four of those out, and I'm going to pull that apart and come down through here like this. I'm just going to rip that thread out. There we go. And let me repin that and reposition. This corner might be a little bit off because you can see I barely have a stitch in the way, but I'm not going to redo that. I think I can get it close enough that it's not going to be real noticeable. And Eleanor Burns wrote a book one time, and she said if you have a mistake in the quilt and put somebody on a horse and ride by at 30 miles an hour, and if you can see the mistake, it needs ripped out. I'm going to follow her guidance on this one. And I am not going to rip that out to redo that to make that a perfect 1/4 inch. I am just going to try this and see how it rides out. See how bad that point's going to look. Okay, now once again, I'm going to make sure my fabric is lined up, top and bottom. And if you feel more comfortable, you can put more pins in than I do. I've been doing it a long time and I can usually keep it really straight. But when I started out, I pinned the heck out of everything because I couldn't keep anything in line. There. Sure, still straight. All right, let's check out how bad that's gonna look. Let's see. I don't think it looks too bad. You can see I've got a little bit of extra room there, but when you've got it back here and everybody's looking at a full quilt, they're not looking at every point. I'm gonna let that one ride. This one here looks really good. I am proud of that. So I'm just going to let this one ride because I don't think it looks that bad. If it was worse than that, I'd have had to take it apart. Okay, let's see. Now this one's much better. My points are much better on this one. And this is the 4th block we're going to do, and then I will sew all 4 of these together for you to show you how one of the square blocks is going to look on this quilt. And then if you join me tomorrow evening at 7:30, you should be able to see the whole quilt. I'm hoping to finish this up tonight. It won't be long-armed, I don't think, by tomorrow, but it might be. I might surprise everybody. Let's see. It depends on how sleepy I get tonight. And I gotta be awake for you guys tomorrow night, right? If I get too sleepy, it gives everybody a lot to laugh at when I'm doing my live. I start getting forgetful. Oh, Diane, I sleep whenever I can. For the last 2 days, I slept a lot. I had the worst headache ever. And I really wanted to get one of my customers beautiful quilts that her mother-in-law or grandmother-in-law, I can't remember. She brought me a bunch of quilts to do, and they are so beautiful. And I did 2 of them before Christmas. I've been trying to get this 3rd one done, but between my blood pressure and um, getting COVID and then the last couple days having that headache. I haven't gotten finished yet, so I gotta get those finished this week. And then I've got another t-shirt quilt to do too. Alright, once again, if you're just tuning in, I've got a little mark right here by my pen so I can make it right on these points. And let's see how this one did. And then I'll iron it and get all four of these sewed together for you guys. Oh, that one's off. I do not like that one. See how far over this point, this orange point is from the edge? I am going to redo that real quick. That one's farther than that other one was, and I don't like that at all. So I'm going to pick this out real quick, and I'm going to try to resew that better. I don't know how I came off of that one, but I had a much better seam allowance on it, plenty of room, so I don't know why that was so far off. But I don't have to rip the whole thing out. I just need to go about an inch past that point and realign. So if you guys can see what I'm doing here, I don't know if my hands are in the way, if you guys can see this, but just take that blade, and I'm going to go a little bit past this. Okay, and I'm going to try to repin. The center of that and the center of that. I'm going to match my sides up, push those together, and come down and seal that. Let me try this one more time and see if I can't come out better. Make sure my fabric's even. And let me mark this again right on top of this needle so I can see where that should hit. I'm going to pull this out and hold that with my finger. And I'm going to go all the way up and over my prior sewing. Back it up. And let's see. Done it again. Why is that doing that? Yeah, look at that. That is not. Look, this point's all the way over here. This one's over here. I do not like that at all. So we're going to rip that one. Do not like that at all. And I can't believe it because I've got so much more room. So I'm going to try to figure this out real quick. I don't know how I do it either, Diane. I just go, I'm like the Energizer Bunny without the energy. I just go till I can't go anymore and then I fall over and fall asleep. I think there are days I could sleep standing up. Okay, I'm going to take a look at this and see if I can see anything off. There's no reason that should be. Okay, if you guys can see this, I see right here, I hit way down below here instead of up here at the point. So that's one problem. And on the other side, I hit way down low too. So somehow I hit below that point. So I got to try to do this better. Okay, so I'm going to come in from the back. Try this one more time. There's only so many times I'll do this. Let's see. So, nope, I'm below that point. Right there is where I need to be. And then right there in the top of that point. I was like an eighth of an inch off of that point. Okay. Hold that together. Push those in together so they are meeting together. And hit this. And if it doesn't work this time, I may not do it again. I might just let it ride, but I hate to do that. But it's going to be my quilt, so. Okay, let's try to ride this across. And I am looking right at that hole right there. So let that ride right into that hole. Hopefully that done it. Now I'm going to go over what I already sewed. Back it up a little bit. Like the Amish say, if you have a perfect quilt, it's ungodly to have a perfect quilt. But yay! Yay! Let me get all these little threads out of the way so you guys can see. Look at that. This time all of my corners are meeting right in the middle. So you got to make sure you're coming in right on those points with your pin to hold it. And then you got to make sure your fabric is matching up evenly when you center, when you, uh, hmm, I can't think of the word, when you stick that pin back in to solidify and have it hold across there. So that point came out really, really nice that time. This point was already good. A lot of people rip the whole thing out. You really don't need to. You just need to rip a little bit past the point to get those points to match. And look how pretty that looks with that moth in the middle. That worked out really nice. Okay, so now let me iron this real quick. We'll sew that together and sew the 4 blocks together. Oh, that looks so much better. I'm glad that matched up that time. And if you're just joining us, let us know where you're from. Say hey. We always like to have new people on here. And I always like to know somebody's listening. Oh, I forgot. We still have to do that one. Okay. Hang on just a second. We're going to sew these together real quick and get that fourth side for you. Or, let's see. We have that one. We don't need to do that one. Or did we? One, two. Oh, we did. Okay, I used that one. But I thought 3, 4. Okay, I'm wrong. I forgot we used that one already. So we do need to do this one first. Okay, so we need, we've got 4 of these, correct? Yep, 4 of these. And I need to do 4 of these. And I need to check my text messages. Karen, you online? Is my girlie online with me? Absolutely, Diane. Diane, if you don't know, that's Seth talking to you. Karen, if you're on there, when I'm done, I'll check Pirate Ship and see where your order is. Okay, so I need to sew 2 more of these square triangles. So if you guys didn't see this the other night, we have already marked our background fabric with a line across it using our handy dandy friendship rulers. And then we're just going to put the two fronts together. And I'm going to sew a quarter inch to the side of each one of these. And that's going to give us 4 half square triangles for all the sides of our big square. Bob Ross for quilting. That's what it is. Such a pretty little one. And then we've got some pretty little dragonflies on the side. I'll just ease everybody into sleep with this pretty little fabric. Oh, I'm getting a stitch in my side. I've got a Charlie horse, girls. Don't laugh. All right, flip these around. So if you're new to half square triangles, they are very easy to do. You just draw that line right down the center, and then you sew a quarter inch to each side of the material. And then we're going to go over to the cutting table, where I'm going to use my handy dandy ruler to cut these evenly and perfectly. All right, so switch this over. Okay, so if you weren't with us the other night, we were doing half square triangles. And let me clean my mess up a little bit here. Slide that right under there. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I have this where we just sewed these together, quarter inch on each side of the line. So I am going to take a ruler and hold it right on that line we drew. I'm right down the center. So there we have 2 half square triangles sewn together. Do the same to this one. All right, and I'm not going to open these up yet. What I'm going to do is I have this lovely 9.5 triangle square up plus. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I want 2.5 inch half square triangles. Can you guys see that? Okay. All right. So that seam that's going across there, I'm going to hold right on that 2.5 inch line. So you simply place that ruler with that line right across your seam line, not across the bottom, on the seam line. And then you simply trim both sides. And you'll see there's lovely little holes all the way around this. Right at the 2.5 inch line, I'm going to cut the ears off my triangle. So when I open my triangle up, it is a perfect square. This thing is so great. I love this triangle ruler. Um, you can open it up and cut it, but you run the risk of having too much of one side rather than the other. And when you have it still folded up and you cut it with this triangle cutter, you have the exact same amount on both sides. It's even. So that is the wonderful thing about this square up triangle roller. And a lot of times when you open it up and iron it, you could be off. You could iron it too much on one side and get a little crease in it, and then you're not even. And with this, you haven't even opened it up yet. Oh, I didn't. See, if you don't cut the ears off, for anybody that's new at this, you have these tails sticking out on each end. And it's hard to get those tails cut off evenly. And then it's hard to line up with those tails on. So, if you simply cut those two tails off, it makes it so much easier to line up when you're sewing it to other things. Last one. Oh, okay. I'm going to come back over to the cutting table. I'll put it on me. What time is it? Oh, it's only 9:10. I swear it feels like it's 11:30. Diane, you are tired early, girlfriend. You not been sleeping well. Stuck. Alrighty. Now we're rolling. And I need to do two more. Let's see. Rectangles. Ever. You can hear me better down here, really? That's good to know. Okay, so we need it to face this. Oh, let me go back down so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we want the first set to be facing this way. I can't wait to get this quilt done. I can't wait to long arm it. I gotta come up with something. I think I've got dragonflies. I'll put dragonflies on this quilt. That'll be really pretty. I will long arm dragonflies. I might have to long arm this before the show tomorrow night. So this way we'll go. Yep, that's right. I can hear my mom upstairs listening to In the Heat of the Night. That's one thing me and my mom have in common. We both like older shows. I don't like hardly anything that's new anymore. I love Dateline. What do you guys like to watch? Any Dateliners out there? True crime? Network distraction. So much fun seeing this come together. I can't wait to see how the middle block looks when we get these four together. You have to listen really close. Is it not, is the machine too loud when I'm sewing? You guys let me know. That way we can adjust. And I am told that sometimes I like to mumble. So let me know. I have a slight hearing problem in this ear, and if I talk really loud, it like echoes, and I always feel like I'm screaming. But if I'm not screaming, you let me know. I can talk louder. Okay, let me iron these real quick. It seems you're farther away. Tomorrow night I'll try the, let me see, is the Yeti on? I'm going to try something, Diane, and you tell me if it works better. I'll have to check that Yeti. I don't think the Yeti's working at all. That's odd. Okay, good to know. I will work on that, Diane. All right, let me see. The funny thing is, since I can hear the TV upstairs, I know the basement door is open. I can't believe Marley hasn't come down to say hello. That is quite the shocker. I tried turning the Yeti on, Seth, but I couldn't get it to come on. Help, Seth, your mom's trying to run the audio again. That one, and we are almost finished, everybody. So these two on. See, the scary thing is, Seth's watching me sew these quilts. He came in not too long ago. He stole his younger brother's. It was his younger brother's Christmas gift. So I'm always afraid when Seth watches me quilt that he's going to take off with my quilt. All right. Iron these two. We'll be ready to sew it on and sew it together. Let's see. Goes that direction. And when we're sewing the blocks together, we need to put two places. There's Marley. Come on, Marley. Jump up here and show everybody. Here's my puppy Marley. Yes, she has purple ears. She thinks she's a princess. Say hi, Marley. She is my cuddle bug. I knew you were going to find your way down here to say hi to everybody. Yes. Hello, Marley. All right. And she has purple paws. You go play. You go play. Be a good girl. Yeah, you can't leave the basement door open. All right. So we're going. Oh, I need to go back to the sewing machine. All right. Place. Make sure. See right there. I will put that. Make sure we are in the right spot. There. this one right. I was just checking the back until I messed the one up twice. Now I'm going to check both sides to make sure I am right on that point. I want that machine exact. One thing I want to tell you, I've said this a couple times before, you definitely want to hold your finger down on that point when you pull this out. Because if you're not holding it down, your top fabric will move. And if it moves, it's going to move the bottom fabric off of the point, and your points won't line up. You definitely want those points together as much as you can. Oh yeah, they came out very nice this time. One more set to go. Yeah, she heard me talking about her. If I'd have said cookie, she'd have heard that too. Point, right in on that point. Tuck that under. Okay. I'm sorry, did I go off camera with that? I keep forgetting I'm on camera. Not that I sit here and talk to myself when I'm not on camera. Maybe I do. I might curse a lot when I'm not on camera. Every time I make a mistake or walk in a room and can't remember why I'm there. That comes from having 6 kids. They ate my brain. Seth knows what I'm talking about because he's got 3 kids eating his brain now. Not mark my points. Lock that stitch in. And away we go. We're on the last one, so we sew this to the other 3. Okay, make sure my fabric is aligned. Right on that fabric so neither one moves. Hit it right in so it hits right there square. And going across. What's your excuse, Diane? Oh, for it's called CRS, isn't it? Or CRC? Can't remember crap. Alrighty. Oh, it's so pretty. It is so pretty. I love this. Okay, now, so we had these two. So now I am going to sew these two together so they are opposite. I want my green below this white one and my light one below the dark one, so they're offset. So I want to make sure, because it is kind of directional with the dragonflies and the moths, I can have them this way or this way, but I don't want them this way. So I'm going to have that like that. And so I want the light one to be first, and the mushrooms are directional. Have to have them directional. This side. Now, once again, I'm going to have 4 different points to match up. So I'm going to match this first one. Make sure my fabric's across, going straight. There's one. Now I'm going to come over to this next one, and I'm going to come in from the back, but once again, I'm going to make sure, yep, I'm right at the top of that point with my needle. Just a little bit off, there we go. I'm going to go right in the hole of the other side, right at the point. Once again, match up my fabric, make sure everything's even, and tuck that in. Did I miss one? I missed one. Don't want to miss one. You did, Diane, you don't know how many seams I've ripped because of that. Go right in here. Make sure, nope, I'm off. Yeah, so always check the front when you come in from the back. Even though it looks like you're right on the point, I wasn't. And if I can get away with it, I only want to sew it once. Right in there. Nope, I'm on. Glad I looked at that. Alright, and one more. You're going to come right in here. Check that. Nope. My eyesight must be off tonight or I'm getting tired. And right into this other side. So you can't always just go quarter of an inch and think, yeah, I'm going to hit on every point. That's what I used to think. If I'm sewing quarter inch, I'm going to hit all the points because all my seams are a quarter inch. Sometimes your seams aren't perfect. If you want those points to show up well, you've got to pin them and mark them. That's the only way to get them to show up. And I love this idea with marking right is my eyesight. That makes me able to see this so much better. Such a great idea. Because I can barely, the thread is so light, I can barely see it. Oh, and I've got my thread in. Lock that through there. And there we go. And we're threaded. Love the CM17. We've got a really good sweetheart deal going on Janami. So if you're looking for a new machine, we've got an 8 shop that is, I've had before the tariffs went in. So it is pre-tariff price. Um, if you're looking for an M8 or any Genome, we've got really good specials going on them. We've got entry line for people that like to looking for something to take to classes or retreat. Speaking of which, if you're looking for a great retreat, we are having one March 18th to 22nd in Millersburg, lovely Millersburg, Ohio. So come on down with us. We still have a few spots available, and have a good time. We had our first retreat last year. It was a huge success. So much fun. We do a lot of fun stuff, a lot of games, a lot of prizes, a lot of sewing, 33 bookshops, lots of restaurants, fantastic. So come down and join us. It's a great time. All you need to do is go to livingthedreambookshop.com and search bar type in retreat. You'll see all the information. All right, here is our seams. That looks great. That meant great. Oh my goodness. I am so proud of my seams tonight. Let me iron this out and we will sew this last one together. Oh, I love this. This is so beautiful. And I'm going to sew this seam open so the long arm picks up better. If you guys didn't hear that. I'm trying to sew a couple of these seams open so the long arm will do better with them. Where all these points are coming together. Oh, look at this. I am just so happy with this. Now let's put them together and see how it looks in the middle with the square in the middle. Okay, so now is where we're going to hit a lot of seams. All right, so we've got a lot of points to match up here. I think we've got 8 points along this one seam to match up. And this is the last one we're going to do tonight, so you guys can see a finished block. Well, it's 4 blocks actually, but you can see one whole set and how the middle looks. Oh, Diane, you know you can laugh at me anytime you want to. I'm the comedic entertainment. It's funny, Diane and I are from the same town, and we didn't meet. I don't think we'd ever met before. You come into the quilt shop, that way. And now she's one of my best friends. Don't know how I lived without her. She likes my kind of crazy, I guess. Which has to make you a little bit crazy, Diane, right? I should be doing this where you guys can watch, huh? Sorry, I get a little forgetful when I'm sleepy. Oh, yes, it's nice, Diane. I don't mind. I don't mind a bit because I know I'm crazy. I've got CRS so bad it ain't fun. Alrighty, so I am almost finished. wasn't checking. Yeah, need to check and make sure from the front and the back that they are matching because I don't want to go back over these. Phew, bless me, thank you. See, now I am crazy. Now I'm answering myself. I was just speaking for Diane. Point. Oh, no, let's look it off on that one. Don't let me be off. I ain't sewing anything over. Or I don't want to. Don't let me say that because God will get me for saying that and make me sew something over. Okay, one more to go. Oh, and coming up on the lives this week, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. Thursday night. We've got a lot of new notions, so you'll be seeing a couple of them tomorrow night. And we always do a couple giveaways, so join us on the show and participate, and you will be in for the giveaways. If you're on Facebook, make sure you. Diane, you talking to yourself too. You do make me feel better. I love. Make sure you subscribe on Facebook or on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, follow us and make sure you share the live with your friends and neighbors. That also gets you extra entries into the drawing for the prizes. Okay, and I forgot to mark these other points. I'm going to mark them because it's getting late at night. I can't see as well. And this really does make a huge, huge difference. Alright, coming up on this next point. Pull that out while you're holding that seam down so it doesn't move. Make sure your fabric's matched up. Yep, matching good. Coming up on this one, hold that. And I need to mark these others. So Diane, which quilt are you working on? What are you going to bring up to sew with me? Pepper's been wanting sew days. I think we're going to have to start making some Wednesday sew days at the shop. And having some classes too, but with Mom, I haven't been able to tell when, what's going to happen next. So I haven't been scheduling classes yet. I don't want to schedule them and have to cancel. This one. It's kind of a hard bump there. And because I've got a little bit more space here, I'm making sure my fabric's aligned okay. And I've still got that point marked. Up there. And our last one. And let's pray that all of my points match really well. Alright, let's see how this one done, and you might be able to see a full square block here. Alright, we've got those points. Alright, we're matching up there. Let's see, that one's pretty good. Not so sure about this one here. See this side, can you see that okay? Let's see. Where am I at here? Right here. Um, This side is just a tad bit higher than this side. Let's see as we go down the block how these match up. Um, this side is just a tad bit higher than this side. Down here, this point is good. And that point there is great. That point there is great. So let me iron it and show you all. And you guys can decide. But I love how the block looks far away. So I'm gonna iron this open. So if we keep it, I won't have to worry about re-ironing it. If we don't keep it, it doesn't matter. You still hear me over here, Diane, or do I need to talk louder? Sound like I'm an old woman mumbling to myself. Fine, I'll just take the side part down to that and redo it. I've talked to several different quilt shops that do lives, and I know a lot of them told me if they make mistakes, they just go on and don't even point them out. But I like for people to feel normal and to know that we all make mistakes because when I started quilting, I thought everybody was perfect and that I just messed everything up. So it helped to know, look at that. What do you think? Look at that middle block. I love the way the middle block, I love that blue in the middle and the way it catches with the other blues. I wish that I would have done these blocks all the same. So instead of having the dark and the green and the two lights on the sides, I wish I would have done them all the same. But if I hold it back here like this, it looks just fine. It looks beautiful. And I think it'll be okay for this quilt. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you think, what you would have done different, and how you like this block. And join me tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. where you will see, hopefully, the finished product. And you will see all this material for sale at a reduced price. If you join the lives, the night of the live, you get the material at a reduced price from the regular price, so you can get it a little bit cheaper. So join me tomorrow night at 7:30. Thank you so much for hanging out. Um, oh yeah, yeah, Seth, I didn't take a break. I forgot to take a break. But I will see you guys tomorrow night at 7:30. That is in about uh, 22 hours from now. Stop by the shop tomorrow if you're local, or go online and shop at livingthedreamquiltshop.com, or you can shop at our Etsy store also. Love and hugs, everybody. Thanks for helping me live my dream. Thanks for living the dream with me tonight, and I hope you're all living yours. Don't forget, be there a little bit early tomorrow when the timer's getting near zero. Make sure you're on. You're going to love the opening tomorrow night. Love you all.